Okay, so guys, did you understood the concept, what I'm going to take, or what this framework is talking about? If you see here, so let's first, there are 4 sections. One is system user, security group, security policies, and the functional area. Okay, so first we'll talk about the system user. As you see here, there are different system users. So depending upon the system user, they are tagged with the security groups. Okay, so it says these are the users and these are my security groups. So what does a security group mean? Means a group of access we can tag to any user. Any user, I'm saying user, I'm not saying employee, because I can give security access to contingent worker. I can give security to employee. Okay, so I'm not saying employee, I'm saying user. User means whosoever account ID password is there in the Workday system, all those users can have security view. Okay, so it says there are different security groups. If you see this role-based security group, what does a role-based security group mean? Since role-based and user-based security group, most everyone of you know about this thing, so I'm not going to take a deep dive into that, but just to explain you that, I'm just saying that role-based security is the primary security group which is associated with all the users and which we can assign it from any organization. When I say any organization means we can assign role-based security group on supervisory organization, on location, on company or cost center, means any kind of organization we can assign the role-based security group. Then there are some Workday delivered security group. Okay, based on Workday, Workday says that, okay, I have got some role-based security group wherein you can have HR partner, you can have payroll partner, compensation partner, manager, employee as self. All these are the delivered role-based security group. Okay, now how do an user get assigned to security group? Third part, it says there are some security group which is automatically assigned. Okay, what does an automatic assignment mean? Let's say I have hired an employee. So when you hired an employee, what happened? Few security groups automatically get assigned. Okay, you don't go to employee's profile, or you don't go to supervisory organization and then assign employee yourself. Employee yourself is the automatic assignment of security group. So it says few security group automatically get assigned. Now fourth one, it says create your own account. Let's say I am not happy with the security group which is being given by Workday. I want to create my, okay, why we are not happy? Let's say Workday gives you some Workday gives with some security group, but what Workday has done, they have given security group based on their understanding. But as a customer, I don't want that. Let's say, I'll give 2 examples. Let's say Samsung and Amazon both are using Workday application. Okay, they both are using application, but Samsung says that I want my manager to see the compensation of their employee, but Amazon is saying I don't want my manager to see the compensation of their reportee. So now here both are using Workday, both have got the manager role, but their view and modify access is different. So Workday security is configurable. Configurable means I can configure the security group as per my requirement. So that means one user can have, one security group from one organization may have different access, and same security group may have different access. So here the purpose of understanding this, that it is securable means configurable. Security means I can configure as per my requirement. Coming to what kind of security policies we have 2 kinds of security policies. One is domain security policy and other one is business process security policy. Okay, so first we'll focus on the domain security policies and then we'll talk on the business process security policy. How do you identify whether this policy is associated with domain or this policy is associated with domain? With business process. So we need to identify. So how do we identify? There is a thumb rule. You see here it says anything like, let's say, report and task or any web services, if you're unable to see, that means you have to give access to the domain. Okay, so domain, how does domain works? It has got functional area, then domain and subdomain. We'll see this in deep dive. We'll take a deep dive to understand the concept of functional area, domain and subdomain. Now coming back to business process policy. So what does a business process is eligible for? When you say business process, you can see that anyone who can initiate the process, anyone who can approve the process, anyone who can cancel, anyone who can upload an EIB via business process. So all these kinds of information or all these kind of access are associated with business process. As of now, we'll first focus on the domain security policy. What does the domain security policy means and how it associates with the security group. Now, how the hierarchy goes, what we assign to user, we assign security group. So we assign security group to user. Then what does the security group say? Security group says that, okay, let's say HR partner. So if I go to HR partner, what I'll get to know that how many domains I have access to, whether I can view, modify, or I can get and put it for integration. Let's say if I wanted to migrate data from Workday system to third-party system, then I'll use get and put. But if I wanted to give somebody view and modify access, so I'll use this. So, okay, let's focus on domain security policy. So what does a domain security policy is having? Domain security policies are categorized into functional area. They are further categorized into domain, and they are further segregated into subdomain. So again, parent-child relation works here. If I've given access on some domain, that means all the child will automatically get that access. If I've given access to only child, then domain will not have access, right? It is an inheritance concept from top to bottom. If I've updated something on the parent level, then all my child will have that access. But if I've updated something on child, my parent will not have access. Now let's jump onto the tenant and understand the concept of domain and subdomains. So here is my business, Workday. Now I want to understand a concept of domain and subdomain. So there is a report in Workday which gives me an information called domain security policies for functional area. So I'll just go to that report, domain security policies for functional area. See, domain security policies for functional area. So this is a report. So there are functional areas. So let's say focus on compensation. Okay, so there are different functional areas. If I want, I can create my own also, but let's not create own, just view the existing functional area, which says core compensation. So let me go back to core compensation. Okay, now I am into, see, understand this framework. I am onto base functional area. This is my functional area. What is my functional area? Core compensation. Okay, my functional area is core compensation. Then what are the functional areas segregated into? They segregated into domains and subdomains. Let's figure out that. So add compensation plan is my domain, and these are my subdomains. Okay, so add compensation is domain, and it says there are some domains and there are subdomains also. So let's understand. If I give access to domain, what will happen? All my child will automatically get access. So if you see this domain, add compensation plan, you can see here that who can add compensation plan? These are the security group. Okay, all these security group have access to view and modify on add compensation plan, which is my domain. Add compensation plan is my subdomain. So it says there are this security group who can add compensation plan, view and modify. Similarly, HR auditor can only view. Now, importantly, here is one concept called securable item. Okay, I'm taking a deep dive so that you understand the concept. So this is my core compensation is functional area. Add compensation plan is my domain, and all these options are my subdomains. Okay, now there is a concept of securable actions. So we can control security on functional area, we can control security on domains, and we can control security on subdomain, but we cannot control security on securable items. What does securable item mean? It says, let me just maximize this. It says add compensation plan, add allowance. So if I say add allowance, there are 7 securable actions. Means if I click here, that means I can automatically get access to all these tasks and work set. So it says add row to proposed compensation plan. I can get delete, edit, employee compensation. So it means if I have given access to my subdomain, which says add allowance, that means I will also get access to this securable item. And very important point, we cannot control security of securable items. That means if I have given access to add allowance, that means I will get access to all the securable items which are under add allowance. So for securable items, we cannot further drill down. So where we can drill down? We can drill down to core compensation. We can drill down to add allowance plan. We can drill down to add compensation plan. Then we can further segregate it into subdomain. But we cannot drill down to securable actions. Okay, this is what the structure of any functional domain. Now, these are my security groups. So what are the different kinds of security groups? Since we all know that user-based
Sorry, Manthan, why we cannot act upon those securable actions?
Because securable items, if you see this, there are functional area, domain and subdomain. Subdomains are not further segregated into it. Means there is no level down of assigning the security group. That means if I have given access to add allowance, so add allowance will have these 7 securable items. And here, if you go, you don't have access to assign the security group. Let me say I can only view the security group account, but I cannot edit. Simply, if I go here, let's say on securable items, I can go here and I can edit the permission. But here in securable items, I don't have edit permission option. Means this is the last level. Means subdomain is the last level for editing the permission. So securable item means when I say securable item, that doesn't mean that I will get something new. Anything which is associated with add allowance, I will only get that. So let's say add calculated. So here you see 6 securable items. That means I can have access to this securable item. So I have got one question. Okay. So I'll focus on the segment part as well. So this is what the security is all about. Now let me focus on the security groups. So what are the different kinds of security groups? We have got user-based security groups, which give administrative access. We have got role-based security group, which gives access. Again, there is a constraint and unconstrained. Constraint will give me access to the specific organization and the inherent subordinates. Unconstrained will give me throughout the organization access. Okay. Now let's focus on the requirement now. So I've given you brief about the security. Now let me focus on the requirement. So there is a requirement that create a document structure and make sure that the document structure or document category should only be viewed. Okay. Now let me tell you what I'm talking about. So let me go back to the tenant. Okay. Now let me give you the requirement thing, what I'm looking out for. I'm looking out for Logan McNeil's profile. So I'm giving you a requirement. I'm not going to explain you about role-based and user-based security groups since you know that. Now let's directly jump onto the requirement. If you see the employee's profile, there are under personal, you see there are some segments. These are the documents. So if you see this document, it has got some category, right? It says ID verification, the document category is benefit, certification. I've got one chat, let me. Okay, I'll do that. Let me give you the requirement and then I'll focus on the aggregated and the segment-based security group. So I'm giving you the example of segment-based security group, which is at now this point in time, most of the other than role-based and user-based security group, segment-based security group is the one which has been using, which have been used widely. So now let me tell you the requirement. If you see this document, it has got different categories, right? Some document is for benefit, some document is for ID verification, some document is for benefits. So now, if you see here, all these documents are important document, right? So what my requirement is, I want the benefit document can only be viewed by a benefit partner, no other than benefit partner, and ID verification, certification can only be viewed by HR partner. You got my requirement, right? What I'm saying that I want now, as if you see here, I can see all the documents because I have got administrative access. Now, let's say if I have not given the access, what will happen? If I have not segmented this category, what will happen? A benefit administrator can view all the documents. If I have not segmented this security, what will happen? partner can see ID verification, which is wrong, right? My requirement is I want the user of only a benefit partner can view document associated with benefit. HR partner can view the document with ID verification and certification. So I wanted to segment this security group. So there is a segment-based security group in Workday. We'll create that. So let's say create security group. Okay, security group. Now, type of tenanted security group. What kind of security group I'm interested in? I'm interested in segment-based security group. Segment-based security group. There are these kinds of security group. We'll see. Role-based is very easy. User-based is also very easy. We'll focus on segment-based. Then one of you have asked aggregation security group and intersection. So we'll talk on this part as well. Now let me first fulfill the requirement based on segment-based security group. Okay, segment-based security group is not only with document, any kind of segment you want, we can create that. Let me give this name as HR documents. Okay, I have given this segment called HR document. Let me create this. Now, you see here it says segment-based security group, means I want to give access to only a segment. I don't want to give to entire thing. So it says who can view. So I can put my security group. I'm saying that anyone with the HR partner access. So I'm saying anyone with HR partner access. Okay, and please see how I'm doing. This is segment-based security group, and this is very important because in real-time scenario there are documents, right, which users are tagged with, and you need to make sure that finance can only see finance document, HR partner can only see HR partner access. Now let's say I'm saying whosoever is having HR partner access can only view access to segment. Now, do I want to create some document category or shall I use the existing one? Let me use the existing one. So there are, let me open this, duplicate the tab. Okay, now let me go back to Logan. Okay, I'll see what kind of document it has and then I'll put it here. So I know that. Let me go to personal document. So Logan has got ID. So I'm saying I want ID verification and certification to be viewed by only HR partner. So let me go back here. So I've entered the HR partner security group. Here I have to add the access to segment. So let me just say which are that. It is ID verification and certifications. I'll add both the segment here. Wait, it says document category, ID verification, and okay, create segment-based security group. Okay, first I have to create the one. In there, I'll list down the category. Let's say I'm creating a segment-based security group. Okay. Now, importantly, we can have segment. As of now, my requirement is associated with document, but there are other segment-based also. We can create it. Let's say create. You see here, I can ad hoc payment spend. I can any document which is having this. I can create a segment-based security group. So there are these many types which we can use, but majorly simple to understand. What I can see. Let's say I want a segment-based security group based on my document. So I'll first go to that. Okay, let me see. Yeah, I'm doing that only. See, there are these many categories out here, and out of this, my requirement says that I'm looking out for document based. So I'll just go here and see whether create document security segment. I'll create this. Here I'll say HR documents. I'll put all the categories here. So I'm saying ID verification, ID verification, and what is that? Identification and certification. I want ID verification and certification to be part of my HR group. So what I did, I first created the document category segment wherein I have listed all the document which I want to be viewed by HR partner. So I have, if I want, I can add other category also. I can add other category also. Let's say there are these many categories have been created. I can have that. So let's say as of now, I'm restricted with ID verification and certification to be viewed by anyone who has got HR partner access. So let me click here. Okay. So I have created a segment. Now let me click on OK. So what I have done now here, remember this thing. When you create segment based security group, you don't have to go for any assignment. Why? Because I have already mentioned here that whosoever is having HR partner access will automatically get this segment based security group. Now you remember this thing. It says Workday automatically assigns one. So it says if anyone is having HR partner access, system will automatically assign the HR partner. Sorry, whosoever is having HR partner, system will automatically get the segment based security group. Now I did this. Now let me do a testing of it. How do I test it? Because Logan McNeil and the person with whom I am using the access has got super user access, means they can view it. So I cannot test with Charlie Smith or Logan McNeil's login whether they can see or not. I have to test it with whosoever is having the HR partner access. So now I know that Logan McNeil has got this view access. Now let me assign HR partner to this supervisory organization. Yesterday we hired Simon Jones, right? So Simon Jones would be the right example that he is not having any access. What I'll do, I'll assign HR partner access to this supervisory organization. Let me go back and I'll assign roles. So assigning roles is, sorry, there is a role, assign roles. I'm assigning roles from today. So I'm saying Simon Jones is the HR partner. Okay, HR partner, I'm assigning. Since now I wanted to do this testing, right? If I don't do test, I won't say that whether it is working correct or not. Let's say Simon Jones. So yesterday I've hired Simon Jones. So now what I'm doing, I am giving HR partner access to Simon Jones. So what I'll do, I'll proxy as Simon Jones and I'll try to see the access, whether Simon Jones can see the document which is under Logan McNeil. If he's saying, does he get the entire option or not? We just have to look into that. So now let's say now I have to proxy. So I'll say start proxy. I'll proxy as Simon Jones. Now I'm testing it, because security, if you do a slide, any mistake, system will go for a toss and any confidential information can be viewed by unauthorized person. So whenever you are testing its security, please do the thorough testing of it. Now, since Simon Jones has been assigned an HR partner, now since I know that Logan McNeil has got some documents, so let me say Logan. So Simon Jones wanted to view the Logan McNeil's profile. So I'll go to document, then under personal information. Now you see here, though I have assigned him, Simon Jones, a segment access, but still if you see under personal information, I'm not getting that document. That means only assigning HR partner access doesn't suffice, because I'm not getting ID section over here. And why it is not, now I have to figure out why it is not being viewable. If you see here, since ID or document generation is also a process, so now Simon Jones is not viewing an access. That means I have assigned HR partner, but HR partner is not able to see the ID information which is being associated or tagged to employee's profile. Now let me go back and drill down. What could be the issue? So I'll have to drill down that. So let's say I'm stopping a proxy because Simon Jones will not have configuration access. So now, okay. Done. Now let me activate it. What I have done, I have updated something. So let's say activate pending security policies. So let me see that. It says, let me put test comment. Okay, it has not asked for anything. Okay, now let me drill down into it. So my security says that anyone who is having HR partner can see that document, but just now I have assigned Simon Jones. Simon Jones is a only one, he has only have HR partner access. Other than HR partner access, he doesn't have anything else. So let me see what access is required to see the document. So there is a simple fundamental, just put domain. I'm giving you the shortcut, domain, put document. I don't know which segment it is following under. So just put domain underscore document. See, document category segment setup. This is domain, document category segmented setup. Let me view this. Then see, I also need access to this domain, edit and delete worker document. If I have access to this domain, let me see HR partner. Does HR partner have that access? If not, so I have to add that. After adding only, it will give me the access. So let me view this. So it says, I'll just view this and see whether HR partner is okay. So it says these are the security group which have access. Just now I have created one. My security group is not listed here, right? It is HR document. So I have to add HR document here so that I can give view or modify access. Can you see this? It says which security group can view and delete. So just now I have created one segment based security group called HR document, which is not listed here. So I have to add that. Once I've add that, then again I'll go back to Simon Jones profile and see whether he can perform or not. So how do I do that now? I have to add this changes to my, I have to add my security group. So I'll go to edit permission. I have created a security called HR document. Okay, HR documents. What access I want to give, whether I want to give view or modify, I can, depending upon my requirement, I can do that. So I say that let be view. I don't want to give modify access. As I have made some security changes, I've got an alert. So this alert says that activate pending security policies, means I have to activate it or else my security will not get updated. So let's say update. See, it says has pending, means I have to activate. Without activating, if I perform, my security changes will not get impacted. So let me go back here and activate pending security policies. Okay. Okay. Initial, like what is the industry standards, that if I have done something, let's say Charlie Smith. So you have to use your initials, colon, and you update it, what you have done. So that is the if you are working on the client place or any updation, since this is a JMS tenant, so no one is bothered to give the comment in full form. But yes, when you do this, what approach I follow is like, since if I am updating something, I'll put my initials and give the update that I have added the HR document segment based security group to view the document. I'll put everything here. That is the smart way, wherein if anyone else is updating something or anyone else wanted to see that who has updated or who has did the changes, then they'll get to know. So let's say I'm putting CS. I'm activating the security changes. I'll get to know that which security domain I have updated. And then again, I'll proxy as Simon Jones and I'll see whether he can view or delete the document or not. Because security looks easy. It says that, okay, it is only the giving access, but there are multiple links which are interrelated with each other. If you go for personal information, even though you give access to domain, you won't be able to see. You have to parallelly give access to business process, then only it will work. So there are multiple linking. Let me just go in incognito mode and try to log in as okay. Now what I'm doing, I'm just going in incognito mode just to avoid back and forth of stop proxy and update proxy. So let me do start proxy. Okay, I'll proxy as Simon Jones and I'll see here. Now can Simon Jones see this or not? Okay. Now let me go back and proxy. Okay, so I have proxied as Simon Jones. Let's see whether Simon Jones can see this or not. So again, Logan McNeil is the person who has got access, who has got document associated. Now let's say personal information. Again, if you see, I'm not getting that ID option here. That means again, there is some security group is missing, which is not allowing Simon Jones to see the document associated with this. Now let me go back to my home screen. Again, if I wanted to see that, there is a domain colon, just put document because I am not sure how many domains are there which deals with document. So I'll simply put domains. Let me see domain categories segment bit. Let me see that it says this domain provides access to manage and document security segments. Let me just see this. Okay, so I don't think so. Security configurator. It says this domain provide access to managing document security segments. So it says whosoever is having security administrator can only view the document. Let me add HR partner over here. If things not work, so I'll remove it. So I'm just adding HR partner here. Okay, updated. Since I have updated some security changes, so I'll have to activate that. Okay, activate pending security policies. It requires some comments. I'll update. Okay, updated. Now let me, since I have already logged in with Simon Jones, let me just refresh and see this. I can add, but still no luck. Let me go back to personal. What can I add? Personal note. Okay, that means Simon Jones still can't access this. So I think there are more domains which need to be activated.
Do we have to give any access to supervisory organization where he
We have already given. Let's say, let me go back to supervisory organization. So okay, Logan McNeil. Let me go back to Logan. So if you see here, under Logan McNeil is part of Human Resource Joy Bank. So I'll click here. Okay, now let me go back to roles. I have given access HR partner to Simon Jones. There is HR partner. See, it says HR partner is now been assigned to Simon Jones. Let me see this because there are n number of HR partner. This is
Madan, I see the effective date as 3/16 and the tenant is on 3/15. Does that also make a difference?
Yes. You got it correct. Because it is effective date 16. That means that's the reason. Let me go back and reassign it for 15. So I'll go to roles.
Okay.
Let's say, let's make it for 2nd of March. Now we'll see plus partner okay. Now let's see what happens. So I have assigned him the access. Let me go back and refresh this page. Yeah, here we go. So now Simon Jones have got the access. Let me go back to documents. See, okay, but he can see all this kind, maybe because of more access, but okay, let me revoke. Now he is getting more access, which is not the correct one, right? Let me go back, and just now I've given access to one domain, which says segment-based setup. I'll remove HR partner from here. You got it right, because he can see, but he's not getting the appropriate access. He's getting more access. So let me remove this, because I know that I have given access to this domain. Since I've made the security changes, I'll activate the pending security policy. Okay, let me update this. Okay, updated. Now let me just refresh. So my requirement is very much clear that I need ID verification and certification to only be viewed, but not the other kinds of document. Again, it is giving. So what I have given, I have updated one more domain, which is domain documents update. Right, I've given one access called edit and review worker, which is here. Edit and delete worker document. So I'll go here and remove my segment base. I just wanted to validate whether it is giving me correct value or not. So I have added HR document here. Let me remove and see. Again, it's a security change. So let me activate. Let's see, fingers crossed, or I'll have to drill down HR partner security access. Maybe HR partner is having super access. We'll drill down that. But having said that, now I have updated the changes. Let me review. So as far as configuration is concerned, we have done all our configuration in right approach, wherein we created a document we created a document, but still he can see. Now, if he can see this access, maybe because of the HR partner. Now, what do? I have to drill down to HR partner. Since what I have done, Simon Jones is only assigned to HR. He's only assigned as HR partner. Now, if HR partner can view these documents, that means whether I've created a segment-based security, it will irrespective of the access it is giving me. Even though if I remove segment-based security group, then also Simon Jones can see. So that is not associated. Configuration-wise, I did all my configurations. Let me validate that also. Let me remove my segment-based security group. So I'm doing a reverse engineering. I'm removing the access and seeing whether my security group which I have created is playing an impact, or HR partners by default have that access. So let me do that. Let's say edit security group. So HR document. Okay, this is the security group which I have created. Let me remove HR partner and add something else. Let's say compensation partner. Okay, I've updated this. So here what I did now, because Simon Jones is only having HR partner access, now I have removed HR partner and updated. Means if this security group is playing an important role, then Simon Jones would not be able to see the documents under Logan McNeil. I've updated it. Let me again refresh and we'll just validate now. If we do so, we'll come to know whether segment-based security group is updating it or it is associated with something. Again, see, so even though if I've removed that segment-based security, that means the HR partner access which I have has given already access to this. Okay, you got it right what I'm saying. I have already created an HR partner says that HR partner can only view ID verification and certification document. But now I have removed the security group also. That means the HR partner security group is superseding all those things. Let me see that.
Manthan, here we do not need to do the activate pending changes.
No, because see, activate pending is required when you do something with security. You remove or add domain. Here I have not. See, if I would have updated something, I would have get the activation. Okay, let me show you the screen. What I have done, I have not removed or added any domain. Activate pending security policy is required when you do some changes with the domain. This is not at all a domain. I have removed HR partner and added compensation partner. I have only changed the security group. There is no addition or remover. How do you identify that? Let me be on the same page. Let's say if I would have get that activated pending security policies. Okay, let me go to this. Okay. So you remember whenever we do some changes, we get the domain also. That's what we change. Let me click on OK. Okay. See, I'm not getting the domain. You remember when you change, you make any changes while activating, you get that domain here that this domain is being updated by so and so user. Now, since there is no change in the domain, I'm not getting this. So, and very important, whenever you make some changes, you get that alert. So just now I have changed the HR partner to compensation partner. I didn't get an alert. That means I don't have to activate the pending security policies. Activation of pending security policies is always required when you do some addition or deletion in the domain. We don't do anything in that. We have only removed the HR partner and updated the compensation partner. That means the HR partner is superseding my domain security access. Why? Because HR partner is already having more access than domain security than segment security policies. Now let me drill down into that. I know that I have given HR partner, so let me just drill down into that. But having said that, document segment-based security group works in the same way. Now this is my security. Since I can say that user, I have given the requirement. Now I have done everything as per the configuration, but still he is able to see that. Now you have to justify your thing. How do you do that? You got to know that this is my assignable roles. Go back here to HR partner. Here is your security group, HR partner. Go and see the domain, which all domain HR partner has got access to. If you wanted to work with your segment-based security group, you have to remove or add something. So let me scroll down here. It says domain security policies are here. Let me see which domain. So I'll just put document. See, documents. So in terms of document, it has got access to this domain. Sorry. This is the domain which HR partner has got access. Simultaneously, I'll check onto the business process also. Is there anything associated with document? So it says that HR partner, which I have assigned to Simon Jones, have got access to this domain. Former worker document. Okay, let me see what does it say. Document generation result. This domain provide access to all the generated document. Now you see here, I have got access to view and modify this. So If this is there, obviously this access is the supersede access, means even though if I create segment based also, but since I have got access to parent, obviously I'll get access to all the subdomains. So if I wanted to make sure that HR partner should only get access to the segment based security group, then I'll have to remove this access. Let me see this also. This is integration. I'm not concerned on this. Let me see what does it say. This domain provide access to former worker documents and reporting field regarding the former worker. So former worker means anything which we are loaded via EIB just to get the information. So this is not impacting, but this security group is impacting R1. So if I'll remove this, then if I add again a security domain based, segment based security group, then Simon Jones can only view the security based segment group. Okay, but yeah, having said that, all these steps which we have associated for creating a segment based security group will have to follow the same parameters. So segment based security group is now, like most of the organizations are using this. Earlier when we started with Workday, there were only two kinds of security group which was majorly used. There are other types, but I haven't heard that other types are being used. The one is role based security group and other one is user based security group. Now since a lot of people have got into the security, now they started leveraging the other types of security group. So the one which we have covered, again, the configuration wise, everything remains the same. Just have to make sure that what has to be deleted and thorough testing is required. Now this was, again, you can, the purpose of giving you the example of this deck, you can say that, you don't say that because of this I was having access. You can say that I have involved in creating the segment based security group wherein my organization was only interested to give an HR partner to access to some document category and benefit partner to some document category. So that, because in this tenant, what is happening, since being a GMS tenant, most of are using HR. If I do some modification with existing HR, then there are instances that other may encounter issue or can do that. So process wise, it remains the same. Now, what are the other different kinds of security? Now, okay, I'll give you an assignment which is associated with a security group. If you see here, I'm an HR partner. This is just an assignment, and then I'll focus on the intersection and the segregation group. Now, I'm giving you an assignment that this HR partner group, which I have, is based on supervisory organization. Means if I have got access on the supervisory organization and my supervisory organizations have got 4 locations or 2 locations, let's say India and United States, New York or Mumbai. Now, I have hired one more HR partner which is on Mumbai. Now, if I give access to HR partner to that supervisory organization, what will happen? That HR partner who is there for Mumbai will view United States employee detail also. But I don't want to give this information. Okay. Now see the requirement. I have got HR partner security group, means all the HR activity can be viewed by the person who has been assigned to that. I have got my locations for supervisory organization in 2, India, New York and Mumbai. Now my requirement is I want to give HR partner security group only to location. Means if I have been assigned to location Mumbai, then I can perform all the HR activity only for Mumbai employees. But I cannot perform anything on the New York employee. Now, how do you approach this? You got the requirement, right? Now, if you see this HR partner is tagged onto the supervisory organization, means in that supervisory organization, if I have employee working with multiple locations, I can perform all the HR activity. But now I am tweaking my requirement. I am saying I want all the HR partner access as it is, but this should now be focused on location, not on me. Should be focused on the location as well as on the supervisory organization. But supervisory organization, I'll give the name, but here I want only location specific HR partner access access to be given to specific user. You got the requirement? So kind of assignment for you, you can do that. Now, since some of you have asked the security group which says aggregation and intersection. As for intersection, what does an intersection security group mean? Just a normal. Don't focus on security group. What does an word intersection means? Intersection means if I have both the option true, then I'll get some access. Okay, please understand what does an intersection security group says, that if both the options are true, then I can get an access to something. Now let's say I'm giving you a real-time scenario when an intersection option or intersection security group works. As I said, there is a security group, one based on location, and one security group is based on supervisory organization. Now, what does an intersection security group mean? If I have any of the security group, okay, intersection means I should have, okay, let me open the screen rather than giving you this. I'll create a security group. As I said, role-based security group and user-based security group, again, be the thumb rule for configuration. Now let's say here, if you see here, there are intersection security group constraint and intersection, sorry, this is integration. Let me go back. Yeah, intersection security group. So let me use this. Let's say I'll give some name. Let's say location and support security group. I can give anything, and I'll give name in such a way that I should secure. I say intersection security group. Okay, ISG. Now intersection security group, again, both the, let me okay and see what comes. See, it says, let me see if I can get any reading material. No. Okay, now, okay, I'll give you a real-time scenario. Let's say in HR partner, there are 4 HR partners are there. Okay, now this is a real-time scenario and it is very complex and it is very common. Let's say I am an HR partner, you are also an HR partner, everyone is HR partner, but I have to create an intersection security group in such a way that either of the HR partner cannot see the compensation or cannot see each other's compensation. You got the requirement, what I'm saying? I am saying every one of us is the HR partner. Okay, as an HR partner, I have the authority to see the compensation. I can see the compensation of either of us. But I want only for within our organization, all of us should not see the compensation, but for others, we can see the compensation. You got the requirement, right? Please listen again. I am saying we both are, every one of us is the HR partner. That means having an HR partner access, I can see your compensation, you can see my compensation. But I don't want to give you, or we cannot, any one of us cannot see the compensation of each other. So I have to exclude our organization. So here I say, please see the intersection security group. How does it work? It says I have created this. Again, it will automatically get assigned because I'm not creating any new security group. Here it is asking me security group to include, security group to exclude. Okay, so let's say I'm saying HR partner. Okay, and I'm giving you in which scenario we can use. See, assigning is not a tough ask since you know the concept of role-based security group and user-based security group. So all other security group becomes very easy. But here you need to have a live scenario where you have used this thing. That is very important. So I am giving you that scenario that I don't want all the HR partner for same organization can see each other compensation. So I'm saying whosoever is having HR partner access, and let's say since it is an intersection, so let me add one more thing. Compensation partner. Okay, now so what does it says, how this will work? Now you see, any user who has got HR partner and who has got compensation partner access, if both the security groups are assigned to user, then only this will be executed or else it will be eliminated. Now, I am saying anyone who's having HR partner access and compensation partner access, I'm just adding it. Now here you see here, it says if I wanted to exclude any security group, let's say don't include payroll partner. So I can do that since this is the only mandatory thing. So I've added here. Now this is very important. Excludes criteria. Now, as I said, if we all are working as an HR partner, we all be reporting to one manager, or we all are working with one supervisory organization, or maybe different organization. We can put it here. So let's say we all are working onto human resource organization. So if we all are working onto the human resource organization, we can put it here. Exclude target position in organization. So let me add, and I'll put the organization. So again, you know all these things applies to current organization only, because my requirement says I only want that all of us should not see each other compensation, but I'm not restricting that we cannot see the others compensation. So I'll use this option which says applies to current organization only. That means whatever organizations I'll update here, you see it says security evaluation is authorized if the target object being acted upon is not associated with this organization or their subordinate optionally. So it says whichever supervisory organization, I'll put it here only for that supervisory organization, not the subordinate, only for that supervisory organization, I won't be able to perform as an HR partner, as an compensation partner. You're getting the requirement. Let me put it here. Let's say I'm saying human resource. Okay, there are these many human resource. Let me use one. Okay, let me use this one. So now you see how this intersection security group will work. Again, thorough testing is required, and since there are n number of human resources, so we can perform these kind of activity when we create our organization position. We have got number of employees, so we have to specific to our thing. I'll tell you how to test this thing. Just let me explain the fundamentals of intersection security group. So what will happen now? It says whosoever is having these two access user cannot perform all the activities which is there in HR partner as well as in compensation partner only for human resource. Means if I can promote, demote, I can change the compensation. If I have these two security group, that means only I'll exclude the access to this security group. Guys, you're getting me or not? See, intersection means both is to be true. If I have HR partner but I don't have compensation partner, this will not work. I should have both the access, then I cannot perform all the activities which is there in this security group only for human resource. So that means all of us can perform all the activities, but we cannot perform HR partner and compensation partner activities only on human resource. Depending upon the options I can do. So here I have already mentioned that exclude target positions in organization. That means anyone who is there in this organization, if I have these two access, I cannot perform anything on these organization. For all other access, I can work on this. You got the intersection. What does an intersect? Again, getting and understanding the concept is very easy. We can only understand the concept where we actually use the real-time scenario. Okay. So in real-time scenario, we have said that both in real-time scenario, I have given and this is very common in our organization. We are using this. That let's say I am a security administrator. I cannot change the compensation of anyone in my organization. Let's say I'm into HR partner. I have got 4 employees along with me. So I cannot change compensation of all the 4 employees. Though I have a security administrator access, but I have been excluded via intersection security group. That means I cannot perform salary change for all the employees who are in the same organization. Apart from them, I can perform all the activities. But the real-time scenario is the HR partner, which I gave, that anyone who is having HR partner access cannot view the compensation of their within the group. That's it. So in such scenario, we can use intersection security group. We can put the security group which we wanted to include or exclude, and here we can give the organization, that apart from this organization, if I have to add one more organization, I can add. Let's say there are 2 human resources which I wanted to exclude. I'll add multiple organizations. Let's say this. So what will happen? Whosoever is having this access cannot view the activity on this thing. Okay, so this is intersection security group. Always, whenever you, again, the purpose for here is to understand the concept. So I know that you guys have been through HCM fundamentals, so you know the concept. The only thing is that you need to add your training into an experience. So this is what you can say, that this is the requirement which I have achieved via intersection group. Now, this is an intersection. What is an aggregation? Either of the security group I have, I can perform the activity. Now let me save this. Again, how do you test this? This is in terms of interview giving, but you need to do a testing. How do you test it? Okay, let me complete the aggregation, then I'll tell you the process. How do you test it? I'll give you some assignment wherein by doing that assignment, you can also test this thing. Okay. Now, very important point. Whenever you create a security group, here it says it is giving me an issue, that critical. Critical means it will not fully operation. If any security group you find there is a critical means, it will not fully applicable. If I'll again go back and solve this, it will consume time. But understand, whenever you are creating any security group, your security group should not show critical error. Critical error means there is some assignment which is not working properly. So we need to see that. Okay. Now let me jump on to the other type of security group, which is aggregation security group. So I'll go to create. Again, there is an option called aggregation security group. What does an aggregation mean? Forget about security group. Aggregation means union. Either of one if I have, I'll be able to perform. So let's say aggregation. I'll say that. See, there are some security group which I have never used, but as a testing, we can perform the activity. So let's say aggregation. I'll give, let's say, HR partner aggregation security group ASG. Now, okay. When I click again, this is automatic assignment. Please understand, intersection security group will automatically get assigned. I don't have to be on any security group role, user base, and assign it. This is this kind of security group automatically get assigned depending upon the condition. Okay, let's say aggregation security group. Let's say inactive aggregation security group. Let me see that. Create segment based security group. Okay, let me see. Let me give you the real. Let me figure out when I have used this kind of requirement. Okay, aggregation is very much clear. By word says that in intersection I should have both the condition should be satisfied. I should have HR partner as well as compensation partner. In aggregation, either of the security group. Let's say HR partner. And let's say payroll partner. Okay. Let me say, just let me figure out which organization it is suitable. Let me say, can I assign this thing where? Guys, give me a moment. Okay, I'm just recollecting things. So let's say see, because let me see, can I assign that security? I'm just validating one and I'll go ahead. Okay. Again, this is an automatic assignment. Now it says aggregation security group. It says if anyone is having HR partner, I can have multiple things. Let me add one more. Let me add one more thing, because such security groups are not widely used. So at times it becomes very tough to, I have worked on it, but I'm just recollecting where I have used this thing. So I'm just getting that information with me, but I'm unable to get that one. But let me explain this. Let's say add one more thing. So such kind of aggregation or intersection is widely used where you wanted to exclude some security access or give some security access. Now here, if I am not excluding, then there is no purpose. Here, if I am not putting anything under exclude, then there is no purpose of creating aggregation, because here it says any user who has HR partner, payroll partner, or compensation partner. This is or. If any user is having either of this security group, can perform or exclude. Now here, if I wanted to exclude some security group access, let's say HR partner, I don't want that HR partner to perform anything which is associated with, let's say, recruiter. So I'm saying, now see here, it says intersection, it is very much clear that I should have all the three access. But in aggregation, it says if I have HR partner, or I have payroll partner, or I have compensation partner, I won't be able to perform the activities as recruiter. So in this thing, what you can say is like, let's say you don't want to give any access to, you don't want it to be recruiter access to either of this security group. Then in that scenario, we can use, again, I'm not getting the real time scenario because it's been a long time that I have used an aggregation security group. So I'm just giving you a requirement so that you can understand the concept of it. Because for intersection I have used, so I'll give you the correct example. But for aggregation, let me figure out something, or else I'll explain this, and maybe next time when we'll connect, I'll give you the example. I should have some handy example, because examples actually clears the doubt. Okay, let me give you the definition. I don't have a requirement handy with me now. So aggregation says it is very straightforward. Whosoever is having access to this, either of this security group, cannot perform as recruiter. Means there are something. Okay, let me tell you. Recruiter will have some tasks which are being assigned by HR partner. There are something which is common. Let's say HR partner has got 10 domains and recruiter has got 5 domains. Out of 5 and 10, there are 3 domains which is common. Means HR partner can put the compensation, even recruiter can put the compensation. But now using this aggregation security group, what will happen? I am saying anything which is common between either of the security group cannot be performed as a recruiter. Means, let's say there are 3 activities. Let's say add compensation, delete compensation, and modify compensation is being done by recruiter. So I am saying if 3 domains are common in this thing, then don't give access to aggregation. So aggregation will always work when either of this security group is having access, and it will execute recruiter. Guys, I don't have a real-time scenario, so it is very tough for me to give you this thing. But having said that, aggregation will have either of the security group I'm having, I cannot perform task which is there with the recruiter. That means if recruiter and these 3 security groups have 3 domains common, I won't be able to perform that. Okay. Next time we'll connect. We'll talk on this part. How to we'll give you a real-time scenario, guys. Pardon me for this time, because I don't have a real-time scenario to make sure that I give you this information. Okay, since we have a time, let's focus on other types of security group which we can use. Let's say create security group. So aggregation is that, compensation again. Okay, compensation segment-based security group associated with compensation, which is new, which has been released in last release, so we can focus on that part. Compensation level-based security group, conditional role-based security group. This is also new. Let me see. This is also new for me. Let me see that. Conditional role-based security group. Let me see this. What does it say? This is something new which is being released in this version. Let's say I'll give this name as conditional role-based security group. Okay. Okay, so let me create this. Okay, so let me see this. What does this means? And then I'll explain. This is again new for me. So I can just, since it says conditional role-based security, again by the name we can identify that this is something based on some condition. If one condition is satisfied, then we can get the access. So let's say condition, location hierarchy, role-based security when condition met. Okay. It says security when condition not met for the aggregate data in standard and custom reports. I think I'll have to do study. I can't directly go ahead and explain this because this is something new. This kind of security group is being released. I'm not sure within this release, which is R1 2020, or it is in the past version, but I have never heard of this concept. So let me do my assessment on this. I'll do some kind of testing and then I'll explain, because when I don't have real-time scenario, it is always tough for me to go ahead and explain something. So let's not focus on this. I said that if it looks easy, I would have done that. But since anything which I don't have real-time scenario, or I cannot have any use cases, so I won't be able to explain, or you won't be able to get what I'm telling. So let's not focus on this part. Again, see, since it is, or else if you have any queries or concerns, we can talk on that part. Let's have some question and answer session, because I have focused on, okay, now whatever we see, what benefit we can get out of that. Segment-based security, we can, I know you got to know that when you get an interview kind of, and yes, let's focus on some interview questions. Whenever you got some, let's say interviewer has asked something, and let's say interviewer has asked on conditional role-based security group. Since you haven't worked on that part, so don't start making stories. Let's say that my organization never used, be straightforward. Since we are a support consultant or we are a implementer, means we will perform work when we get an opportunity, right? We cannot simply drill down anything and understand things. So whenever we get an opportunity, that is our experience we can share. So let's say you don't, let's say even I don't know this. Let interviewer ask me, please tell me conditional role-based security group. So how do I deal with this? I say that though I have worked on the security concept, but as of now, I didn't get any opportunity on the role-based security group. So I don't have any hands-on experience on that part. But yes, if given opportunity, I can drill down community, whereas a community is a place wherein you can read the things. So I can drill down the community, because I have because I've started my career as a Workday consultant without any certification. So obviously there was something. So I've been to community, I read, and then I started working on it. So even though I don't know this conditional role-based security group, but yeah, if given opportunity, I can read, I can go through the community, and I can start working on it. So capability wise, you're not declining that you won't be able to do that. But since you don't have real-time scenario, you'll say that I haven't worked on this because I didn't get opportunity to work on such kind of security structure. Directly say that I didn't get opportunity to work on this kind of security. But yes, if I wanted to work, I'll read and I'll do that, because in my past I did the same way. I don't know custom report, but I've been to community, I read, and then I started working on it. Now I can create custom report. So just like play diplomatically rather than directly saying no and putting a wrong impression. It's better that handle diplomatically. So again, if this questionnaire would have been come to me, I would have directly said that since this is a new release, I didn't get an opportunity, but if given opportunity, I can perform and I can give you the output. Straight and simple. Guys, you have any queries or any interview experience wherein you have been asked something but you are unable to answer, or anything associated with Workday?
Anthan, I have a question.
Yeah.
Regarding ISUs.
Okay.
So are there any password expiry rules for ISU Workday account?
See. Okay, this is very good question. Now, first we need to identify why you use integration security group. We need to understand that. Does anybody knows? So they can do, so I'll not explain. Yes, there are security rules, but we can enable and disable. There are rules associated with integration security groups also, but we can enable and disable that. Let's say I have created 5 integrations. Now imagine if I've tagged all those 5 integrations to me. What if I leave the organization? All the integration will go for a toss, right? So to avoid that scenario, what we can do is we assign integration security group to integration, so that even though if any employees leaves or joins, your integration should not hamper, because integration is system specific. When we create ISU, we don't assign that ISU to any user. That is, Workday as a user means as long as your Workday is there, that security group will be there. So there is no rules. Again, there is no rules when we say a integration security group. It's again a domain-based security group. Let me say, can I view integration security users? Let's say integration security user. Let me see that. I haven't seen any rule associated with ISUs, but if you're saying, let me see integration system user security group configurations. Okay, let me see this. But yes, I haven't seen any rule. Yeah, rules are there with an employee, but not there with the integration system security users. If that would have been scenario, there is no point creating ISUs. ISU is independent of users. So no to your question, even it is there, that would be in edit tenant security, wherein you can handle that. But yes, I have never encountered that it is associated with any expiration date. No, it is not there. Okay, you can directly say that it is not there. If it is there, there might be some tenant-based security group, but I have never encountered that.
Okay.
Let's say if this is the user account, let me go back here and see this. So I'll go here and I'll see it. Edit Workday account. Let's just see whether that have. If that is have, we can see in edit user. So let's say, let's see for how many days this account is there. Since last date, challenge question, grace period. Yeah, it is there. Grace period enable, but timeout. Yeah, it is there, but it is not enabled for things. So here, what I did, I've been to this. This is the ISU integration system user. So it says that last password change, required new password at new login. We can have this thing. Means there is expiration, but mostly as an Workday consultant, I will never put expiration date. If I put, what will happen? My integration will again go for a toss. So as an individual, as an integration consultant, I will never put any expiration on integration security users or system users, to make sure that as long as my system is there, I want to that. So yes, if expiration is there for Workday account, so expiration is also there for integration, but I will not enable that feature. Okay, and this thing comes from tenant based, like it is again a tenant security. If you wanted to see this, go to edit tenant for integration. Let's see. So we can see there, or anything with the security, we can handle from there. Let's say security. Here we can get to know that in terms of account, enable security email, bypass login. Let me see. Okay, so here I can get the sign in count. Okay, this is sign in count, means I can have 5 times enable. Okay, coming to your question, there is no point assigning grace period or expiration for ISUs. No, you can't do that. If you do that, your integration will go for toss. Straightforward answer. Or else I'll have to drill down the tenant security setup and give you the conclusion. Again, that is again an assignment for me. If you want, I'll come back to you that where that actually a tenant setup lies, and I'll update you on that part. I'll take that
Sure.
question with me. Any other queries? Since we
And
have
this is regarding BP, Manthan.
okay.
So, can we have 2 or more versions of BP for the same organization?
Yes, we can have, but I'll tell you how. Let's say hire. We created one organization yesterday. Let me go back to Simon's profile. We can have that, but that is again a conditional business process. I'll tell you how.
Okay.
So we have created questionnaire. Yeah. Let's say if I see, I can have BP called questionnaire, right? So I have created this hire. Now, as far as normal definition, we can have only one business process for one supervisory organization. But there is a concept called rule-based business process. Let me show you that. You see here, business process type, maintain business process definition selection, rule-based business process configuration. This is the option wherein just like similar to your role-based security group, you can have a conditional business process. Means now, let's say if I have not given anything, what will happen? I can hire any employee on this business process, right? But when you create, again, that configuration will take time. But yes, since you have asked, let me give you this option that there is option called rule-based security group. Yes, let me click on OK. You can put your condition here that if I am hiring somebody for New York, then use this workflow. So you can have conditions. So what will happen if you are hiring somebody onto, okay, let me put it in right way. Okay, to answer to your question is yes, we can have multiple, but not multiple means not a normal business process. If I go here and copy hire to questionnaire, I won't be able to get that. You can have a multiple things based on some condition. Let's say now what is happening if I hire somebody onto the questionnaires, I can hire any employee. You wanted to question that if somebody is on hiring for, let's say my questionnaire has got 4 locations, New York, Mumbai, Sydney, or anyone, London. Now I want to put a condition that whenever I am hiring on questionnaire and the location is London, then please follow a different protocol. Now if I see here, so let me see, if I have clicked on for hire for questionnaire, as far as my normal definition, it will have 4 steps. Okay, this is for anybody. Now I'll create a rule-based condition in such a way that if I hire, I can have any condition. Let's say if I'm hiring for London, then I don't want this 4th step to be triggered. I don't want if somebody hire for London, I don't want the questionnaire should trigger. Then I can create here a rule conditional business process that's saying that location is equal to London. Then I can use any other business process. So though I'm hiring it for questionnaire, but in questionnaire, it will follow the rules that if I'm hiring somebody on questionnaire, if the location is London, then I can define a different set of business process to execute. So I'll say that please follow these hire, or I can have multiple hires. Getting it? Let me see that. Let's say hire Elliot. I'll say location is equal to, let me use any existing condition. Shall we have United Kingdom? Okay. Now, see how my business process will work. Let me save this. Done. Now, let me, this is something new. It is always there, but never ever used. But let me give you the scenario, how it works. Now, if questionnaire business process is to be triggered, It will work in same way. But any point in time, if I get my employees for United Kingdom, then this business process will not work. This business process will not at all initiate. It will look out for the business process which I have tagged here. So it will, if the country is United States, this business process will trigger. You get it? So what is happening? For questionnaire, you have two types of hiring. If the country is United Kingdom, then use this business process. You are getting it?
Yes.
So when we put rule-based condition, then we can have multiple business process can trigger for same supervisory organization. Okay. So guys, so we have run, like we have excluded the time. So let me conclude the session for the day. I have got open question that for aggregation, I need to come back with you the real-time scenario. And the other one is like, do we have integration security, integration system user and expiration? We have that, but we never use. But let me show you the screen where we can do that configurations. Okay. So guys, I'm concluding the session for the day. Okay. Any questions you have, you can reach out to coordinator and he'll get back to me. So as of now, from our session, I've got 2 questions, open questions. I'll work on that part. And next week when we'll join, we'll first answer to that question. And then we'll, if you have any queries or concerns, or let me put down some real-time scenarios associated with integration report or any other kind of thing, which is good to know. Okay. So guys, I'm concluding the session. Have a super duper day and see you next week. Bye and take care.
Thanks, Manan.